Missouri Senator Roy Blunt has been to Gitmo. He serves on the Senate Armed Services Committee. He is my guest now from Capitol Hill. And Senator, good morning to you.
Good morning, Bill.
What do you make of the defense of the White House for this constant drivel out of Gitmo?
Well, I don't understand the White House position at all, and I think neither does the rest of the world. Our problem is, as we engage in this fight, that we continue to act like it's not a fight. People in Paris are marching over the weekend, leaders from all over the world, about standing against terror. At the same time, our government is making the final arrangements to let known terrorists go. The American people don't want them here. They want them in Gitmo. The Congress wants them in Gitmo. And in terms of the national security recommendation, the president's been talking about this for 8 years now, since he started running for president. If 6 years into his presidency, the team he's put in place to advise him hasn't gotten the message that he wants Gitmo closed, no matter what anybody else in the world thinks.
But what do you make
that would be shocking.
But what do you make when the administration says those who have been released are living quietly overseas? Is that true?
I think all the facts are different than that. There have been about 600 people that have been in Gitmo and out since Gitmo was originally opened. I think the number is somewhere between 107 and 200 of those people were back in the fight. So somewhere approaching 30% of the people that have been let go have been back in the fight. One of the Taliban commanders in Helmand province, when we let one of the mullahs go for Bergdahl, said this is like getting 10,000 reinforcements by having this person back in the fight. The terrorists think they're back in the fight. The only people that don't think they're back in the fight appear to be the Obama administration.
Yeah, you know, you put out that 30% figure. The State Department refuted that 2 days ago. They have numbers of re-engagement in the single digits. Which is something, frankly, that I had not seen before. Now,
well, of the 620 people, 620 people that were let go, I think we have the names of 107 that were back in the fight, and the estimate is that somewhere approaching 200. So that's pretty darn close to 30% of 620. The State Department can say whatever they want to say. They can say this is a recruiting tool. It wasn't a recruiting tool, obviously, before 9/11. No evidence that was any kind of a recruiting tool. I think, frankly, it's a bigger recruiting tool when these people go back are released and start talking again about the value of terrorism, whether they're even personally in the fight or not. I think that's a much bigger recruiting tool, and I think the recruiting tool is largely a myth. There is no real evidence of that. I'm back on the Intelligence Committee. The chairman of the Intelligence Committee, Senator Burr, Senator Ayotte, along with myself and others, have introduced legislation not to close Gitmo. People who have access to the facts here believe that these continue to need to be detained, and they don't need to be detained, as some in the administration suggest, in prisons in the United States.
I know you want to time out, but you know the point you were just addressing was just brought up yet again at the White House. Here's Josh Earnest on that point, on Gitmo.
It would also be unwise to neglect the fact that the prison at Guantanamo Bay continues to inspire violent acts around the globe. So it's not as if we can avoid violence by just keeping the prison open and keeping them all locked up. We know that that continues to be an active source of inspiration and recruitment for terrorists.
When they claim that it inspires violent acts, where's the proof of that? Where has that happened? Was it Paris? Was it Belgium? Was it Canada? Was it Australia? Where was it, Senator?
Well, exactly. It certainly wasn't 9/11. We do know that because there was no Gitmo at 9/11. There's no evidence of that that's significant in any way. You might find a detainee here or there, or question someone here or there that says Gitmo is bad. But you can find many more people saying they're finally caving in to letting our leaders go. They're back, that our leaders are back in the fight. We need to join them. Again, when the person in Afghanistan says this is like getting 10,000 people back in the fight, detainment in Gitmo wasn't as big a thing to Khan, who made those statements, Mullah Khan, as as obviously it was when that person he was talking about was detained. I think this is largely a myth about Gitmo that started in the president's first campaign, and it's part of the denial of whether we're engaged or not. Why did we not have somebody in Paris? Even with the Attorney General in Paris, he doesn't show up. We constantly act like these things are not as significant as the people who are attacked in Paris, in Canada, in other places think they are.
I'm out of time, but thank you for your time. Secretary Kerry's in Paris today, as you well know. Thank you, Senator.
I do know that.
Roy Blunt
finally showed up.
Got it. We'll see you soon.